guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since one of these, but we are doing an Am I the Asshole reaction on Reddit. I did, of course, do some keyword searches to find something on niche. We're just gonna jump right into it because I don't got a lot of time to film this and edit it before I get it out tomorrow. Am I the a-hole for telling my overweight friend that I maintain my body through a healthy lifestyle, not genetics? You already know I don't think you're an asshole because it's the truth. Genetics play a minute role.
And here we go.
A few years back, 7 of my friends from high school and I decided that no matter where we lived or how busy we were going to meet each other for brunch once a year for the rest of our lives. That's already a commitment I don't foresee myself making. We don't have an exact date, but we usually pick a week in June or July when it is warm and fly or drive to our hometown for bottomless brunch at our favorite spot. Keep in mind that for some of us, this is the only time of the year that we see each other. I, in particular, live 2,500 miles away, so I hardly see any of these girls. Regardless, it is always a good time until recently when one of the friends, Rue, would not stop commenting on my food intake. That doesn't sound like a very rude thing to do. If you're only meeting once a year, how could they possibly have a lot of comments on your food intake? Because they're only seeing one day. Unless they're just assuming you eat this way all the time and maybe they're of voluptuality and are jealous, I don't know. For some background, I am and always have been a very active person. I ran track and cross country for our college and now I compete in ultra marathons. For this reason, I eat a lot of calories. I stay pretty thin and I also eat reasonably healthy, balanced meals most of the time. So probably like a 90-10 kind of thing. However, for the one day a year at our favorite restaurant, nothing is off limits. I eat plate after heaping plate of cheesy eggs, pancakes, hash browns, sausage, bacon. Literally, I eat the entire menu. Girl. I mean, if it's once a year, it's kind of like a Thanksgiving or a Friendsgiving, I guess. Rue has always been on the heavier side. While I don't really pay attention to someone's weight changes or eating habits, Rue points it out, so I can't help but notice. Every year, I eat nothing but oatmeal and I keep getting bigger and bigger, and OP is over here gorging herself and is stick thin. It's like every calorie OP eats shows up in my body. Soon, my friends started to chime in, saying that I was lucky I have such good genetics and can eat whatever I want. This really bothered me, in part because it completely invalidated the work that I do to maintain my healthy body, but also because I could tell Rue was frustrated with her weight and I felt my friends were doing more harm than good. Are you gonna say something unsavory? It's crazy. The fact that people are not self-aware enough to realize that it's of their own doing. And I mean, a lot of that could be insecurities and anxieties that just come up out of the blue. But it's not really cool to like assume things about what other people are doing when you only see them once a year.
You know nothing.
I explained that I do not normally eat like this, and I also exercise very frequently, and that people shouldn't look at a snapshot of someone's life and think that's how they live on the daily. I also said eating salads for every meal and not enjoying a meal out with friends is just going to make her more frustrated, which will slow her progress. Was this unsolicited? Unsolicited? Well, I guess her comments were unsolicited too, but 2 wrongs don't make a right, you see. I thought this was going to be helpful advice, but my friends all looked at me livid. It's not helpful advice, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not what they want to hear.
Children, fingers in your ears and make the la-la sound. La-la-la-la-la-la-la.
So it's not helpful to them. Obviously, you're right. If you're just forcing yourself to eat things that you don't like, that's a setup for a hinge because eventually you're going to break and want to eat everything that you do like. Ask me how I know. I do think we're just in like a reality where we coddle people that are very victim mentalitized. One of them called me incredibly privileged. So that's what we're not going to do. You're not privileged because you're a healthy body. You're making those decisions to be healthy. You're putting in that work. And like you said, you're super active. So it's not a privilege. Everyone has the privilege to do what they can do to help themselves. And said I wasn't aware of my privilege and accused me of shaming Rue. The rest of them followed suit and told me to get off my high horse. Eventually, I'd had enough. I said I was just trying to help and that they're only going to hurt Rue. Rue was silent the whole time. I packed up my things, paid my bill, and left. I mean, you're right. They are only hurting her by telling her what she wants to hear and feeding into her delusion. So, you are right. Could you have maybe not given them the advice foreseeing how they were going to react based on the comments they're making to you? Probably. But I get it. You're feeling attacked, and so you just want to defend yourself and give them credible information. So I do understand where you're coming from. Now I'm feeling torn because it's been a few days and none of these people will talk to me. I reached out to the person in the group I was closest with, and she said I really overstepped and should apologize to the group and at least to Rue. I had good intentions, but if these people won't talk to me, maybe I screwed up. Did I? I personally don't think so. I think they're showing their true colors and their mindsets, and maybe they're not great friends anyway. Maybe there's a reason you're only seeing them once a year. So, you know, people are at different stages in their lives, and it's completely okay to stop a friendship when you're in completely different stages. No one is bound to each other, you know, unless, of course, you're married.
Kevin, you're never leaving.
Let's check the comments. Everyone agrees with me. Not the a-hole. You absolutely did not screw up and didn't say anything wrong. They brought up the weight and calorie intake. They incorrectly assumed genetics and not all the effort you put into your daily activity to train like you do. Could genetics help? Sure. But you wouldn't be where you are on genetics alone. It takes a lot of work, especially for marathons. My old boss did Ironman all the time, and it was insane what he had to do to keep it up. Right, exactly. Genetics are a minuscule thing on it. Sure, we may have some like food noise with genetics. I'm sure there's still like tons of studies being done. We have already found some people genetically have more fat cells, just the cells that hold on to the fat, you know, and so maybe they hold on to fat or put on fat easier, and that's something that I think is still being researched. But genetics do play a small role, as we know now. And of course, there are like the issues with people that have other illnesses, like maybe lymphopedema or PMOS or things like that, that also cause issues, but it still, you know, isn't impossible, and it still doesn't like insinuate that the genetics are the only thing at play when you can control your carb intake, your sugar intake, your food, everything. You can control it at some extent. So if your friends don't want to talk about weight, don't bring it up and make assumptions. Giving tips to avoid failure is not privilege. Also, the double standard being held against you isn't right. Rue gets to say anything she wants because she's overweight. But because you are fit, you have to endure what she says without saying anything back. That's not fair and shouldn't be tolerated. Good luck on your next event. Right, and that just goes back to what I was saying about maybe y'all are only seeing each other once a year for a reason, and maybe you just are outgrowing each other and at different stages, and that's completely okay to cut that group off. Next, am I the a-hole for not giving up a secret to weight loss that I don't have? Yes, the age-old secret. Why is it being hidden from us? Why won't everyone share the truth? We are sharing the truth. It's calories in versus calories out. I, female 23, started working at my current job right out of college in September. When I started working there, I probably weighed about 135 pounds. I'm 5'3", so I was healthy, but a little bit on the bigger side. 135 is my goal. Well, towards the lower part of my goal, between 135 to 145, depending on how I'm looking and everything. But I'm really gonna like focus on muscle at that point. But anyway, this isn't about me today. Since then, I've lost about 30 pounds. So you're 115 pounds at 5'3". I don't know about all that, but I'm not a doctor. We're gonna keep going. The thing is that I didn't really intend to lose weight or work towards it. My lifestyle just changed a lot. In college, I was a swimmer, but after I started working, I started running instead. I also lost my taste for a lot of sweet and processed foods, and I started working out more. I really didn't try to lose any weight, it just happened. And isn't that what the like body positivity, I'm saying quotes because I don't think that they understand the true definition, but I think that's what they wanted, right? Like they don't want you to intentionally lose weight, they just want you to be healthy, whatever that means to them. You did it the right way as far as that's concerned. This week was my first week back in the office. One of my colleagues, female 30s, is on the larger side. She's been working out with me since I started. Today, I was getting a snack from the break room and she came up to me and we started chatting. A little in our conversation, she expressed that she admired my weight loss and asked me how I'd lost so much weight in only a couple months. I told her basically what I wrote above, and she didn't like that because that involves work. When I was a kid, I had such a fanciful wildly fanciful imagination. I still do. But I was always hoping that like one day I would wake up and grow into my witch powers and snap my fingers and be a skinny queen. Never happened.
Wildly fanciful, highly unrealistic.
She kept insisting I tell her my secret, and I kept telling her that I didn't have one. After a couple minutes of me politely trying to shut down the conversation, she said that I obviously had a secret that I just didn't want to tell her because I wanted to be the prettiest woman in the office. At this point, I snapped and I told her my weight was none of her business and that she needed to leave me alone. Yeah, girl, you're right. It's none of her business to begin with. She really just wants an easy way out, and I understand that. I do. But when you said you snapped, I mean, I guess I assume that you're yelling when you say this, but saying my weight is none of your business and to leave me alone, that is not snapping. That's like polite, in my opinion. But maybe I'm a bitch.
I'm a little bit of everything, all rolled into one.
She has been giving me the cold shoulder since, and so has one of her close friends who works with us. Am I the a-hole? Girl, no. You would have been an a-hole if you lied and was like, I'm doing... You could have said, I only eat grapefruits and steaks. You could have said a bunch of random wild stuff, and maybe she would have believed that and lost weight eating grapefruit and steak. I don't know. But no, you're not the asshole. Obviously, she's an asshole for demanding your secret to weight loss. There's no secret, guys. It's really super simple of calories in versus calories out. And again, like I said, if you have some of those other conditions mentioned before, get a nutritionist that is not intuitive eating coaches or like anything like that. Get a real nutritionist that actually is going to care about your health. And not just appeasing you to get a paycheck. Not the a-hole. Oh boy, I've had this type of conversation before. Everyone wants the magic, but they don't want to hear that the magic is hard work in the kitchen and at the gym. I agree. It is all about in the kitchen, really. The gym and exercising, that's great. That may be extra calories, not what your Fitbit or Apple Watch is saying, but it may be extra calories that you're burning, and it's great for your cardiovascular, for your blood flow, blood pressure, your mood, your cortisol levels. It's great for a million things. But yeah, everyone wants an easy way out, it seems. Life ain't easy.
Ain't it fun?
Okay, we have been filming 15 minutes. That last one was a short one. Okay, I only have 3 of these saved, so I'm gonna see how long this video is because I've been told to make them longer. But we're just gonna see. Am I the a-hole for explaining to my husband the reason he's not losing weight? Depends on what you're saying and how you're saying it. But I'm assuming, since I took these screenshots, they're all around the same like theme. So I'm assuming he's wanting magic.
I've got the magic in me.
My husband is an overweight man. I don't mind at all, and I'm still definitely attracted to him. That's good. He, however, would love to lose weight and get back into the shape he was when he was younger. But my husband is absolutely insistent his metabolism won't let him lose weight. I don't think he realizes that this just isn't true. First of all, because of the thermodynamics, and second off, because of just how much he eats. So does he really want to lose weight? I mean, because our actions do speak 1,000 words, or is that pictures speak 1,000 words? He may miss that body, but if he's not really putting in the work, does he really want that body? And I mean, I lose weight and gain it back all the time, so who am I to say that?
I do it sometimes, but I don't like to see other people with it, so.
There is a link in this. Is this an advertisement? Oh well, we're already in. He doesn't want to lose weight though, and I can see it is impacting his self-esteem. He's got on a health program with exercise and nutrition coaching. Seems like an amazing idea. I was happy that someone other than me could break the news to him about his unhealthy lifestyle. Unless they're just in it for a check. Then they might not be breaking the news to him.
Do you often find that you're just kind of have a negative prediction about the future for you, for others, for life?
I assume he's being told the truth, since you told him the truth based on that title of the video, of the story. Health programs can only do so much because it's just telling you what to do. And you can make a plan like all day long, all year long. You can write out every single thing that you want to do, that you envision yourself doing. But at the end of the day, your actions are what's going to get you there. I am the queen of making schedules, plans, you name it. I'm making it, I'm drafting it up for myself. I'll be up till 4 a.m. planning my perfect life change. And then I don't put it into practice because words are just words. Issue is, he started the program 2 months ago and he's seen little to no results. He is now affirmed in his belief that it is just his metabolism. However, he has not been following his program at all. He skips exercises if he's tired from work or hungover. He doesn't count sweets, chocolates, deli sandwiches, or alcohol for calories because they're not meals. He doesn't count a meal daily, I'd say, and he skips exercises maybe 2 times a week. Exactly what I said. You can have a plan all day long, but it's your actions that are going to get you where you need to be and want to be. So yeah, I've just been slouching this whole time, haven't I? That totally tracks because people are like, I'm doing all these things and my metabolism is keeping me from losing weight. But you're not doing all the things because you're not logging your sweet treats, you're not logging your copious amounts of alcohol, because let's face it, if you're getting hungover, you're either an extreme lightweight just starting out or you're drinking a lot of alcohol. That's not going to help because that turns to sugar in your body. And if you're not counting those calories, they still count. Your body is counting them whether you're counting them or not. So it's just a little nibble here and there. But the thing is, bites, licks, and taste all add up. You need to really track every single thing if you want the full picture. And if he's having deli sandwiches on the side as a whole, that could be anywhere from like 400 to 800 plus calories, depending on what deli and what's on the sandwich. So you've got to count everything. Chocolates and sweets, those are high in sugar, so those are high in calories. You can't just say it's your metabolism when you're secret eating. And I say secret because you're not logging it, even though obviously it's not a secret since your wife knows. But yeah, you cannot tell me your metabolism is keeping you from losing weight if you are not actually being true to yourself and being honest with what you're doing. I told him his coaches can't help him if he's lying to them. This struck a nerve and he's been upset with me since. Bringing up, if the genders were reversed, this would be fat shaming. I don't mean to shame him, but he's spending money on a good program with good coaches and it's just pointless if he's not going to follow it at all. I also think for his sake, if he really would be happier losing weight, he has to be honest with himself about it. Right, you have to be honest with yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you're probably lying to everyone. And it's not a way to turn your life around if that's truly what you want to do. Sure, maybe you could have coddled him and worded it differently, but to be honest, coddling might be what got him in this mess in the first place. He said I emasculated him. I don't mean to do that at all. I love my husband and I want him to be honest with himself when achieving his goals if achieving them would make him happy. I also understand weight is a personal thing and maybe I shouldn't interfere. Am I the a-hole?
How about no?
Weight is a personal thing. I do agree. Don't comment on someone's weight unless they bring it up to you and ask for your opinion and ask for your advice. But also, if you love him and you want him around for as long as possible without complications, you do want to let him know if what he's doing is unhealthy. You do want to let him know that you care about him. And it might be tough love. He might have been offended, but it's true. And he needs to be honest with himself first and foremost. And once he's honest with himself, he's gonna find it easier to be honest with other people. But you do gotta be blunt sometimes. So yeah. Plus, he has, I guess, mentioned to you, since you know that he misses his younger body when he was healthier and wants to be back to that. So he has technically brought it up to you. So in that way, you're not just proactively telling him this without him asking. Plus,
There's more.
you don't want him to sound stupid in public. You don't want him to go out in the real world and tell the wrong person my metabolism's broken, because they're gonna make fun of him and make him feel terrible. He might find some people that are on the fat acceptance or fat liberation sides that are like, no, you're completely fine, or blah, 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 blah. But those are just like a small percentage of people. Honesty is the best policy, especially when you love someone and want them to be healthy and good and happy and loved. So, comments. So someone said, if he's drinking that he's regularly hungover, let alone adding sweets and deli sandwiches on top of that, he'll almost certainly not lose weight. Or if he does, it will be relying on those empty calories alone, and his nutrition will take a serious hit. My health required me to lose 100 pounds a few years ago, and the only way I did it was to faithfully and accurately journal using an app everything that I ate and every way that I exercised. It's a pain in the ass, especially at first, and you have to be painstakingly honest with yourself, but it absolutely works. Metabolism, barring some hidden endocrine issues, be damned. Right. There are some health issues that may make things harder, but it's still not impossible. It's still not genetics. It's still not your broken metabolism, because your metabolism's not gonna break down until you're like 50 or something. Whew. Well, I feel like I got a little fired up there. I have a massive headache, so I don't even remember what all we just talked about. But if any of this resonated with you, leave a comment below. If you have any friends that are going through stuff like this and you had to break the news to them or had to give them the honest truth that they don't want to hear, let me know your stories below, because I'm so intrigued to hear how you managed that and how you got through that, if you kept these friendships and relationships, and if anything changed with their lives and if they got healthier. Or if you yourself are so tired of people telling you to lose weight, leave all of that below, because I love hearing people's experiences and opinions. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I would like you to leave in the comments below a banana emoji. That's fruit, that's healthy, right? A little high in carbs, but whatever. Leave a banana emoji below, or your favorite fruit emoji. I don't know. I don't care. Leave something. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today on this lovely Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.